Hey everybody, welcome back to Splash Pokemon League Season 20. This is week 4 marquee matchup. We've got Drownt from the Goop Group. This is Trash Moth, who is the captain of Team Dunderstorm. We're kind of a little far into the season at this point. I think it's pretty interesting, the sort of matchups that we've been seeing. There's a lot of really fantastic ones just because good players tend to kind of flock towards each other, and I think this week's no excuse. Drownt has, was on a tear for a couple of weeks early this season, dropped last week, but I think he's looking to make it up here and has been historically a really great player. And Trash Moth has just leveled up in the last couple of seasons. He has so many fun ideas. I always see the wackiest, craziest sets from him. So I'm really excited to see if he can match the same level of IDEF body press Heatran that he brought last week. I'm also joined by Aelix and Chris from Team Ranger and the Goop Group, respectively. How you doing, guys?
Doing great. I'm looking forward to this match. I think we have two very interesting teams here. Drownt has two of my personal favorite Pokemon of all time in Stonjourner and Wo-Chien. Real sleeper pick Stonjourner is, I think. It has no special defense, but that doesn't matter because it's just giving its partner free damage boosts and honestly can do a lot of damage itself. And the Wo-Chien can just surprisingly stay on the field and not die and slowly whittle you down. And then he just also has a ton of offense in Iron Hands and Iron Moth. And Trash Moth here kind of has a similar thing going where he has some really defensive powerhouses in Heatran and Cofagrigus, but then just tons of offense in Primarina, Iron Leaves, and honestly even Heatran can put out a lot of damage. And the Comfey's there just to make sure everything is staying alive.
Yeah. Comfey seems decent, but not incredibly positioned. Iron Moth is very threatening against that thing. Although pretty good against Iron Hands and Stonjourner. I think that Heatran has a decent matchup, but also not incredible. Probably threatened pretty hard by the Iron Hands if it's Assault Vest as usual, probably. I think Pheromosa looks quite good here, just to get some momentum or anything like that. But I'm not exactly sure what the angle either of these two guys are packing, so I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, this looks like, on first blush, Drownt looks like he might want Trick Room more with Iron Hands, Stonjourner, and the Wo-Chien. And I don't know if that's also what Trash Moth has planned with the Cofagrigus as the regular, like the Alolan Muck. Heatran is not bad, but there's also a possibility for like a skill or a speed swap Pheromosa if he wants to get one up. But there's also, Drownt could be going fast with that Iron Moth and Electric Terrain, right?
Yeah, it's really versatile. I'm gonna let them know they can get started, and we'll see what these leads look like.
Alright, I'm pumped. I also feel obligated to point out the Terra Bug on the Muck there. Love to see it.
We do have Terra Bug on Muck. The representation is always fantastic. We've got two shinies here from Trash Moth, Heatran and Comfey up against Drounts, Spike Lee, the Pink Urchin, and Iron Moth with the Billie Eilish reference. So we have the immediate fake out pressure. Heatran is pretty threatened by this attack booster, Iron Hands. I love the combo that Griff is running this season with Pink Urchin and a couple of really solid Paradoxmon, but he does have to worry about Iron Leaves getting that boost as well.
I do love to see that kind of late pick that just synergizes with a lot of your good mons. You can just pick up Pincurchin right at the end and then boom, you've just got this Electric Terrain threat.
Yeah, Griff has gone on record saying, oh, well, hang on here. We do have a Draining Kiss and an Earth Power. That's certainly going to be an AV.
Yeah, that smells like an Assault Vest.
Definitely didn't. And we have the acupressure. Onto Iron Hands. Now, Skinner saying crit. I don't think that quite mattered. Comfey weighs -pounds.
Yep.
That was definitely 120 base power and the attack booster.
Certainly. Yeah, there was no way that thing was going to live. And that defense boost, really bad for Trash Moth, because he brings in the Iron Leaves, and, I'm sure a Quark Drive boosted Leaf Blade may have been able to finish it off, but not now. He's going to need a crit of his own.
They're a crit. Oh, yeah. I mean, the attack booster maybe helps, but yeah, ×2 defense, really tough for Iron Leaves here. And then if he's got Heatran maybe on, or if he's got a Heat Wave on Heatran, that could potentially be the sort of follow-up that he needs. But again, this is AV, so, we saw how much that single target damage did from Earth Power. 33% is not much, so he's probably not a very specially invested Heatran.
Right.
We know how good a move coaching is, and this incursion basically said, here's coaching plus an extra stage of defense with his...
Oh, he did get the crit. Wow.
I was about to mention he does have Psyblade, which was an interesting 50-50 for Drownt, because he could have used his Terra into Terra Water on the Iron Hands, but then he'd be susceptible to Leaf Blade. But I think that Psyblade in Electric Terrain probably didn't even need the crit, even with that defense boost. It's very strong.
Psyblade also powered up by Electric Terrain? Or is it just Psychic Terrain?
Well, both.
So it's both?
Yes.
Okay, we have a speed booster on Iron Moth here. And I do find this interesting that he did not expend his Terra. I'm not quite sure what the Iron Moth Terra is. It's Fairy. To potentially get around this Earth Power from Heatran, a nice Fiery Dance could probably maybe not one tap because he doesn't have the special attack booster, so we know he has to have lessened special attack in order to get that speed proc.
That Psyblade goes up from 80 base power to 120 base power when it's on Electric Terrain.
Yeah, on top of the Quark Drive boost and Stab.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Would love to see a Steel move.
It lives on 2%.
Oh my lord!
That's a crazy live.
He did have the read, but it got redirected.
Now, here is a great, honestly not a bad situation for Griff here, though. Sucker Punch will certainly take out Iron Leaves here, and then it'll take out Heatran next turn. So the Sucker Punch is really threatening right here, but I actually don't think that it takes out Heatran in one. Sucker Punch did 27 earlier. He sees that and swaps in the Muck. Does fail that. Does he live with the... Nope. So that looks like it's going to be a game one for Trash Moth.
Yeah, I don't think there's much Illumise can do here.
That seems like Griff has decided the same.
Honestly, smart of him not to reveal any more moves.
Yeah. Big agree right there. I think, he's picking himself up by his bootstraps. He's like, all right, things didn't quite go my way game one. I'll keep as much as I can close to my chest and take it into game two. Especially on Illumise, where, knowing its 4 moves is incredibly valuable.
Absolutely.
So what kind of adjustments do we think, we need to see here from Griff in order to sort of answer?
I wonder if he'll feel inclined not to bring out the Pincurchin to give that Psyblade boost this time.
I agree. I think
I hope he recognizes
the Pincurchin kind of didn't really pull its own weight. In fact, it really just made that Iron Leaves so much stronger.
I do have to wonder if Wo-Chien comes this time also, because Psyblade, I assume, also Grass Stab from Iron Leaves, definitely not doing too much against that guy. It's Terra Ghost also, so it still doesn't even get some sort of crazy Terra Blast situation into Wo-Chien. And the only thing he really has to watch out for are Heatran and Pheromosa. So if he has some stuff to take care of those things, Wo-Chien might he has some sort of knockoff set.
Yeah, that thing can absolutely just be a wall if you take care of its checks. And honestly, with that Terra Fire, the only move that we've seen revealed so far that would be super effective is Earth Power from Heatran, and that's not even stab.
Yeah, was not hitting that Iron Hands for very much. So yeah, I think Wo-Chien definitely feels like a great adjustment he could make, especially because he didn't bring Pheromosa last game. So if Trash Moth doesn't see this sort of angle that he could go and try and counteract it, I think that Griff probably has an angle right there that he could take.
I do expect we might not see the Comfey either right away, knowing that it's just going to get put in the ground by the Iron Hands right away.
Yeah, I think, especially leading with poor Comfey, she did not exert very much pressure, and starting off the match when everything's at full health, her use is definitely limited. I also wonder.
We'll see. We don't know what the if that crit actually mattered. It's it's very possible that he knows something we don't. If he's done that calc before the game starts, if he knows that it would have lived, that Comfey could have come out and bait that heavy slam, maybe hoping that Drownt doesn't know that it's going to survive that time.
Maybe you swap in a Heatran, get a Flame Body proc onto something. Yeah, that's definitely a viable option too. I wonder if Griff packs this Stonjourner this time. I guess we'll see. We have the Coffin making an appearance, and Heatran from Trash Moth, and the same Pincurchin Iron Hands lead from Griff.
Bit surprised to see Pincurchin once again. I wonder if he has a different way of dealing with the Iron Leaves in the back.
He could have left Illumise behind. She came out last time and didn't do anything except die. So Illumise may have been swapped out for Wo-Chien. I think that could be a solid adjustment as well. He thinks that Wo-Chien just walls it too hard to even really have to worry. But we have an immediate Terra from both. Very strong. Oh, but he does get the Mummy. Oh, but that doesn't matter apparently.
Okay.
Warp Drive is still
really good turn for Drownt here, and yeah, very interesting. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought his Quark Drive boost would go away, but it's still active.
Interesting. So we have an interesting situation here as well. Now, Psyblade isn't super effective, but we do have a super effective Leaf Blade that could hit. So if he's got Wo-Chien in the back, I think now is the perfect time to unveil that. Especially because he doesn't have to worry about losing this Quark Drive boost, because Electric Terrain will be up for a little while. So a Rising Voltage from Pincurchin and then a swap right there could be really interesting. Try and hit some sort of acupressure boost into that slot.
Drownt also realizing what we were talking about, that the boost does not go.
Yeah, I that definitely taught me something. This Heatran sitting at full health still too, in a pretty decent spot. Both players having expended their Terras, things are going to be pretty by the numbers moving forward, I would say.
We have only seen 3 of its 4 moves. It's got some other surprises for us.
Yeah, what's it got? Flash Cannon, Flamethrower,
Earth Power, and Flamethrower.
We do have Illumise again still, so interesting. A really good swap right there. We have a Rising Voltage into Heatran. I assume that's probably an Assault Vested Heatran, just from the damage it's been taking and the fact that we haven't seen any sort of Protect on it. So Illumise set up now to definitely get off a tailwind, which will be very helpful moving forward.
I think what?
So what do you do here?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
nice.
good.
Charm is very solid. Another rising voltage.
All
This
right.
does put this in range of Sucker Punch now.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say he should get some damage
Mhm.
on the Iron Leaves so that the Fiery Dance could KO if he has Iron Moth again, but that Charm really debilitates it. He's gonna
He's
go
gonna
ahead and
swap here.
reset that.
Oh, we
Hiccup did
Oh
so
my
much
God.
damage.
That's nuts. So we
Has he
do see a
done-
protect on Kishran there, which is really interesting.
So yeah, no assault pass. Just the sheer amount of
Concursion's
fake
just-
out damage there is it's pretty impressive.
Oh, we do get the Sucker Punch. He gets Flash Fire, which is funny. Lives that Gunk Shot. It's a nice Drain Punch and gets all that health back.
So it did get rid of the charm boost, but now it does not have the electric terrain boost.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, that Iron Hands is probably still in range of a Leaf Blade being Terawatt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got one more Pokemon in the back. If it's not Stunjourner, it'll take a Leaf Blade really, really well. You have to think that Griff is in a position where he has to switch here. So does Trash Moth read that and click something other than Leaf Blade? He's a little behind, so that could really put him back in the driver's seat. Or does Pincurchin go out because he needs that electric terrain back up?
Certainly a line he can take, but I feel like he needs to take advantage of the momentum he has now and potentially giving that boost to the Iron Leaves seems like a big risk.
I agree, especially if it's Iron Moth or Stunjourner in the back. If it's not Wo-Chien, he's got to be really careful of that thing. We also do have Sucker Punch pressure from our friend here, from Pincurchin. So
It might be
I
good
assume that's
to Sucker Punch in on the Iron Leaf so that the
Yeah.
Iron Moth can then come in and get that guaranteed KO we know that he almost missed.
That's a really interesting game state here. I think a lot of it is dependent on a read that, both players have to make. Does the swap happen here? But if you're in Trash Moth's position, that's a tough one to make because you don't know what that last Mon is.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to go for a side blade here and have it be Wo-Chien and have your attack end up doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you Leaf Blade, your attack will also do almost nothing.
Oh,
Ooh.
we have a Helping Hand,
Oh my.
another crit.
Okay.
Pincurchin comes back in now.
All right. A Sucker Punch Fiery Dance combination absolutely takes out the Iron Leaves, but I think.
I don't know
Oh,
if it's got.
here it comes.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Well, that was
Griff sees the same
quite
thing.
a Sucker Punch.
Lives the knockoff, so looks like we're going to a game 3.
I think just allowing the Iron Hands to drop there was. Oh!
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Flash fire.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
funny. Griff realizing at the last minute. Good thing he didn't go for an acupressure.
Interesting to note that the muck there has black sludge. So if it does Terra, it's going to start taking poison damage.
Well, I was going to say, I think Griff choosing to let the Iron Hands fall there was really smart. Because if he doesn't target the Iron Hands, it just gets to attack something and probably kill it. And if it does fall, then he gets a free switch into whatever. So that worked out really well for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to agree. I also think some interesting information that was revealed, at least, you can assume that it was revealed last game, is that Iron Leaves might be a choice, because that was a prime Sucker Punch position, and we've seen Trash Moth in this set read that before. So if he didn't have another option, feels like the only reason that he didn't click Protect right there to me. Really interesting also to me that we did see just the same 4 from Griff again. I wonder if that sort of persists. It seems both games like Illumise hasn't been able to do too much. The forced swap on Iron Leaves ended up being helpful, but she also just immediately died to Flamethrower after that, so.
Would love to see Wuxian come out to play.
I wonder if we'll see Trash Moth as well switch up that Kofa Gregus again. Like the Comfey died immediately, the Kofa Gregus died immediately. Is it finally time for the Pheromosa to come out? Maybe get that speed advantage.
Well, what does stink is that it's not Terra Ghost, so it gets hit with a fake out no matter what. And if it's not Sash, then the speed booster Iron Moth can take it out in one Fiery Dance for sure.
Yeah, if I were Trash Moth, I'd be thinking, which of my mons would I want to ritually sacrifice turn 1?
It might just be the Kofa Gregus again, and then you can play mind games with the ally switch. Do you do that again or not?
Yeah, it didn't end up working out too well for him. Didn't do much except to keep his Heatran safe for a little while longer. I almost wonder if a Will-O-Wisp would have been more interesting, but we have a Comfey and Iron Leaves lead versus a Pincurchin and Iron Moth lead.
Well, this looks like Fairy commanding the lead for Drownt in this situation.
If you're right about this being, say, a choice ban Iron Leaves, it is really poorly positioned here. Another Sucker Punch Fiery Dance combination will take it out, even if it terastallizes. Yeah, this is really scary. He could even... I'm not sure what the Terra is on this. It's a Terra Electric Pincurchin. So if he does go for Sludge Wave, he will be hurting his poor little Pincurchin boy. But it would do a ton of damage to both of these Pokemon.
You got to think about Trash Moth, who is such a tricky guy. I feel like, maybe just to protect to see what his turn 1 play is. Both last 2 games, he's Terra'd turn 1 and looked something like Ally Switch. So, if you can sort of bait him into revealing his hand and then immediately be in a better position, because Comfey gets Ally Switch as well. And okay, nice. We do have a swap. Oh, did he go for it? So he gets the Flash Fire boost.
That's as good of a turn 1 as you can ask for if you're Trash Moth.
Yeah. Seems very much like it was a bait on Trash Moth's part. That was a really solid play from him, knowing that he wouldn't go after the Comfey and instead try for that Iron Leaves kill that he got last game. Really intelligent play from Trash Moth here.
I have to agree. I think probably at this point in the set, he has a read on how Drownt likes to play. He's very aggressive, and you can really take advantage of that by reading into how they want to split up their damage. And considering that Sucker Punch Fiery Dance combination worked out so well last game, it was just too juicy of a play to pass up if you're Drownt.
Yeah, I think it was just a really, really commanding turn 1 from Trash Moth. I don't think that necessarily we're in a terrible position. Flamethrower being powered up is really good, but we do have Rising Voltage to maybe take down this Comfey a little bit. hopefully, Griff recognizes if Comfey's on the field, you have to take that thing down because, otherwise Heatran gets to live on the field forever. That he definitely needs to get he's got to get this poor Iron Moth out of here, but we do see a Protect, a Draining Kiss, a Rising Voltage. He goes for Heatran instead. So I assume this turn we're just going to see a nice Floral Healing. Keep that Heatran healthy.
This might have just been meant as a turn to stall Trick Room as well.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely can't leave this Iron Moth in front of this Heatran with Earth Power, though. At least not without terroring.
Yeah, and a Flamethrower, as he's proven he's willing to go for, that would be devastating in the face of a Terra for sure. There's the Floral Healing. Another Rising Voltage. Also into Heatran, so... We do have Fake Out pressure here onto Comfey, which is really nice. Another Rising Voltage won't get the kill, but... it'll at least put him down further and make Floral Healing a little less.
If this Iron Hands is fast enough, and this Comfey is slow enough, the Floral Healing could go off before the Fake Out. They will be both at +3.
Yeah, no, I think Fake Out definitely goes first into Comfey because of how slow Iron Hands is. Comfey has base 100 speed, so unless she's like super min, and even then, I don't even know if she gets below Iron Hands.
Yeah.
Oh, she is slower, which is... because he didn't go for it.
He's just going for the heavy slam.
We have the attack boost. Wow. All right, this Iron Hands is now looking incredibly scary.
Most likely, he's able to go for a double Protect to stall out this Trick Room.
That is true. I forget its last turn. Yeah, we've confirmed that Heatran has Protect. So, and what's also interesting is that, so Pincursion comes out this turn for sure, I would say, and Iron Moth probably comes in the face of a Trick Room ending and Electric Terrain disappearing.
I almost wonder if he does a double switch here, knowing that we're going to see Trick Room ending and Iron Hands will once again be the slowest thing.
No Protects.
Interesting play. We have one Earth Power and a close combat, which does not kill. It's a decent Illumise switch.
I expect to see a Sucker Punch here again. It's just about where it goes. Do you go into the Pheromosa, maybe break a Sash if it's got it? And last time we saw it did quite a lot. It was a crit, but it did almost half health on that Heatran.
I definitely think Pincursion probably comes out this turn just to try and reset up that terrain. You do have to worry about this Iron Leaves, but if it's back up, you once again have that Sucker Punch combo, which we have probably confirmed is 100% true. Oh, we have a Protect and a Light Screen. Interesting turn. That Light Screen, she does live. So do we get a maybe a Tailwind this turn.
We've only seen Light Screen and Charm so far.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a Struggle Bug. There's
Do you have an Iron
Tailwind.
Moth switch? Man. Yeah, this is a really tough turn here.
Yeah. Trash Moth, I think,
Who do you bring out? Who helps you most?
missing the pin there he had on the Pincurchin slot. He had no switch-ins for Earth Power.
Oh, that's super true. Yeah, because we don't have any Terras or anything going on. Griff still with no Terra is very interesting. Pincurchin does come back out, but you have to think that this Pheromosa probably has a sash. He might be playing with some fire here, going for a fiery dance into this guy. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe he's got a protect on deck just to maybe, yeah, snipe off that with a sucker punch. We have a fairy. Yeah, fiery dance. There is a sash. So, yep. Down goes that. If he goes for Earth Power here, he does live, I assume. That was a great Terra.
I have to wonder if this Iron
2
Hands
turns left.
outspeeds the Heatran.
Since Trash Moth is running such a Trick Room oriented team, I have to think it probably does. So yeah, Wild Charge definitely kills. Another Fiery Dance over into Pheromosa. Oh, this is a really tough endgame here. Have the Iron Leaves come out.
Kills this time.
Does get the
Oh,
one.
it dies in 1. Does he outspeed? He does with the Wild Charge. I assume this is probably game.
Yeah.
Unless this Pheromosa has Protect.
Even then, I don't think Pheromosa has any spread moves that could take out both of these.
Yeah, there it is. Wow. What a tight endgame.
That was
Very well navigated.
a good set.
It was a very good set. I think that both players really putting a lot of thought into every turn. A lot of moving parts. You know, we've got Trick Room, Tailwind, Light Screen, all kinds of stuff. I really will commend Griff, I guess, for sticking to his guns. He thought that Illumise and Pincurchin were worth it, and it turns out that Tailwind, Light Screen combo saved him in that game 3.
All right. Do we know if they're dropping in for interviews?
Let's ask him. So we've got Trash Moth, which will be super nice.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, Alex?
Yo.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I'm doing all right.
Really fantastic set from both of you guys. I'll reiterate that one gets in here too.
Yeah, he had some really good he had some really good switches that I think definitely made the match for him.
Yo, what's up?
Riff.
Yo,
Hey, dude.
how are you guys?
Yeah, man.
GG's.
Yeah,
Great
for
set,
sure.
man.
That was a really fun set. That was a good one.
Yeah, that we're coming down to the wire. Like all those, had to like make some pivotal decisions.
Yeah, this is definitely the most I think I've been in the tank so far this season. That was a good one.
That's what we're here for. I love some deep
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I think that's what's so fun about this format and this season is that you can really sort of get in the nitty gritty with people if you decide you want to have a really tough match. You know, it's within your power to sort of seek out the players that'll put you through the think tank for sure.
Yeah, unlike I don't want to match myself up against a rock slider. Where I just like, am I gonna get flinched?
Well, congrats to both of you guys on a really well played set. I think I want to start with my favorite moment from the match, which was Trash Moth was that turn 1 of game 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, this Heatran's gonna go crazy.
So, it seemed from the commentary block like you had really thought ahead at that sort of bait that you left. Was that certainly a bait, or did you just sort of see the lead and realize that he would probably go for that move again? Because was that Iron Leaves choiced?
It was choiced, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had expected not necessarily like it was bait, but I had it in mind that if that lead didn't work out, that Heatran was a good switch in for Leaves. Because I noticed that he was using Fiery Dance a lot instead of poison moves. So I mean either way Heatran would have been a good switch in, but
Absolutely.
I thought maybe I could get the Flash Fire proc from it.
The switch in to take both moves and set up the Trick Room, I thought that was just really bad for Drownt. But he had some, as you said before Drownt joined the call, he had some amazing switches.
He did. He had some great swaps. He stayed through Trick Room safe. And I was actually kind of sweating because I didn't bring either of my 2 slow Pokemon. I was kind of expecting him to switch up and maybe lead with because I know he's a big fan of Stonejourner. I thought maybe he would lead him with game 3. So I had both of my fast ones in the back, and I set up Trick Room, and I was like, man, I hope these 2 don't just die and leave me with my 2 fast guys at Trick Room. That would suck. But yeah, I think the biggest. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go for it. Say it.
The biggest thing that tripped me up that I 100% did not consider was how hard Pincurchin would be hitting, especially with Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch really threw, Focus Sash, I had to, that last game, I pretty much had to come down to, or that last turn, I had to come down to, maybe sacrificing Leaves to potentially knock out Pincurchin so that I could get Pheromosa back out without Sucker Punch there to knock her out, but Heatran ended up dying that turn too, which I guess I should have expected. He was half health, but I was kind of hoping he'd live that last turn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sucker Punch definitely kind of threw a wrench in some of my stuff, just having those priority attacks that I didn't really think about.
Yeah, Griff, you're a Pincurchin apologist. Do you want to give us your full feedback of this little guy?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a little GIF into Pokemon Center right now to how I feel about Pincurchin. No, I mean I think he's so solid. He's kind of in the realm where his defenses are super similar to Illumai's on my team. We're like, not very good, but if you put all your EVs or not into them, they can kind of stick around for like 2-3 turns. You know what I mean? And then Sucker Punch can be such a pickup, kind of, and especially like you saw on the he might be. It's kind of a sneaky partner with Iron Hands because a lot of people, and I've done this too, is lots of ghost types to dodge a fake out turn, and then you're instantly weak to that sucker punch. A little 30 damage sucker punch can put a big wrench into your plans when you can't let your Pokemon get too low. But yeah, he's so versatile. And then my couple acupressure
Those were insane.
buffs.
They were Johnny on the spot. Yeah.
They at least seemed scary for a second. So I like them to feel at least intimidated.
What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I had Cloak on Comfey, but it never came up. I didn't think about the fact that you could just Heavy Slam was.
Yeah,
I should have looked better at Hands moveset. That was.
I wanted to mention. I know I think I crit Heavy Slam twice on that thing, but I made sure to, with the Electric Terrain boost with the Cork Drive, it was gonna be 100% no matter what, just barely, even if it was max health, max defense. So, yeah, I didn't. Jack destroyed me with Comfey once, and I just left him on the field. I always make sure that guy can die in one shot.
She's insane. Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts also on Comfey, Trash Moth. Like, it's just a very uniquely positioned Pokemon, like the only one who can do what she does. How are you liking her so far? So
I think I will really have my head wrapped around this team when I can figure out Comfey, because it's a little bit of decision paralysis, which is a little strange for me. I usually like having like a huge move pool to work with. That's like my comfort zone. But with Comfey, like I don't know. I have a little bit of trouble figuring out what I want to do with her. I guess because she can be a little vulnerable, and having Trick Room and Tailwind is nice, but there are also so many other nice options that I find myself trying to slot in, and you always want to have a slot open for Floral Healing, because Floral Healing was the only reason I was able to stay up for even a little while in Game 3. So I'm just having... I think Comfey is extremely good, and once I can figure how to use it a little better, I think this team will really flourish a little more than it has been this season. Not that it's been like a bad season or anything, I just, I think that'll definitely be my my goal to get over, is that's figuring that Pokemon out.
Yeah, I think you've put on a good show with her so far. But I totally understand what you mean. She's kind of she simultaneously has a lot of options, but also has such a restricted move slot, because you always gotta have Floor Healing, you always gotta have Draining Kiss. So, well, good luck. I hope she clicks for you eventually.
Thanks, dude.
Other commentators have questions?
Not so much a question, but something I've noticed in Griff's play that I'd really like to commend him for, because when I see Iron Hands, I think, oh, that thing's gonna be in Trick Room. But you've set up Tailwind with it so many times, and it just kills things. And it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, as soon as he has... Yeah, I like the Tailwind's just too... When you have the choice between, using a whole turn to set up Trick Room or just click Tailwind on a Prankstermon, it feels so much easier. I know, I haven't brought Hatterene much in these, in any of my games, honestly.
I forgot you had it.
But like usually when I want Hatterene, I want she's sets up Trick Room and a really good Dazzling Gleam user, right? And then Iron Moth is like a semi fairy Dazzling Gleamer, so I don't know. I'll find a slot in for her eventually. Maybe I'll go Trick Room when you least expect it.
Yeah. Iron Moth has also been kind of a superstar for you, but I actually want to address, and it could just be us who hears this, but Iron Moth, you want to hear what's crazy about Iron Moth?
What's up?
The only real poison move she gets is Sludge Wave.
Sludge Wave, yes.
Yep.
She doesn't actually get Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, I noticed that.
She might be too... I mean, Sludge Bomb's a pretty insanely good, like one hitting move. What does it do? Like 95?
Yeah, either 90 or 95.
Yeah,
But with
just-
the poison games too.
The
Yeah, with all her
main
stab
issue
boosts.
with Sludge Wave is you hit your partner Pokemon, which if you didn't know, no favoritism here, not trying to like coach or anything, but Wide Guard protects your own team. So if you want to do that with Stonejourner,
Wait, are you telling me I could use Wyguard, it protects my side, but it still hits
Yes,
the
sir.
other side?
yes, sir.
Wow, we are cooking in this chat right now, boys. No, that is insane tech. I didn't know that.
The future weeks beware.
Fiercely writing down notes.
Well, you guys have any other thoughts about the match or just the play in any way?
No, I think that's good. It was definitely a really good one. I'm not I'm not upset about that one. That was a really fun match.
Nah, that was a dope match. Wasn't no saltiness. No crazy crits at least. Nothing to feel
Yeah.
bad.
I think we both had some pretty nice crits, back
Yeah.
and forth. It was it was a good set.
Well, good stuff, guys. Barring any final comments, I think we are good to call this one. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you all next week.